Jerry Lane Enterprises and Courtesy Motors present Paradise, Louisiana. With Gary Risponi and Don Dubuque. Paradise, Louisiana is also brought to you by Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, Cracker Barrel Convenience Stores. We have more than you expect. Always fresh, never frozen, Raising Cane's. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Louisiana, Louisiana Fish Fry Products, Demco, First South Farm Credit, and Area Wholesale Tire Company with tire programs for tire dealers.
Merry Christmas and welcome to Paradise, Louisiana. I'm Gary Risponi.
And I'm Don Dubuque. We're at TJ Ribs on Acadian in Baton Rouge where they got the Christmas decorations up.
Oh, I'm telling you what, and a lot of people celebrating right now, and I'm waiting to celebrate myself, Don. You know, I'm gonna get out of town next week. I'm going to Arkansas, so I'll see if you got some ducks still up there right now.
Well, good for you. You got a chance to do a little fishing though this week.
We got to fishing with one of our big sponsors. We hosted. They gave it away to their clients and their best salesmen. First South Farm Credit got me wearing a hat. It got me wearing a hat that you like, you know, with the net on it. But I promised I would wear it, you know, wear it on TV, and I thank them so much for being, along with our other sponsors. They've been very, very good to us last year.
And where was that trip?
We went to Deloitte. We went with Captain Rob Dupont.
Oh, hot spot. Been a hot spot.
It's been a hot spot, but we still had to work. But what got me excited was we had a couple of places he didn't want to shoot camera because it's distant. So I got to fish for bass. One of my favorites. We caught more bass than we did specks one day.
Well, speaking of bass, I got to catch a few bass too with Captain Mike Gallo, who doesn't normally fish bass. But the place we went, the conditions we were fishing under, we had plenty of bass earlier in the morning, and it turned into a redfish trip. It was a good combination trip, so we'll show you some of that. Now, you also got to spend some time with the young guys, the Junior Bassmasters.
Oh, yeah, the Junior Bassmasters. By the way, that's their fourth year. They gave their awards out at Bass Pro. And by the way, you know, I'll show you more about it later, but here they are. They gave us another plaque thanking Paradise, Louisiana, Louisiana Fish Fry, and they do such a tremendous job, and it's growing. And I also got to talk to Gene Hoover about the high school tournaments coming up in the schedule. There are going to be some big national tournaments, high school tournaments here in Louisiana. There are going to be more qualifying, a little bit more used. We'll talk about it later.
And that can lead to some scholarships, so you certainly want to pay attention to that.
And by the way, I didn't mention Rob. You know, Dupont, I mentioned him, but I didn't mention the name. It's Impulse Charters, one of the best young, he ain't been gotten but about 5 years, but he knows that area like the back of his hand, and he enjoys his fishing. He does it. He's single. He goes all the time. He brought another young captain there, Andre. He got a sort of a catchy title, Not Mine. You know why it's not mine? He said the bank's still on this boat, but it won't be long. It's going to be mine.
Well, we'll see and hear more, Rob, a little bit later on in that Bayou Dularge feature. We also got lots of news items to talk about, and of course our Berkeley Abu Garcia fishing report. So stay tuned. We'll be right back to kick it off here from TJ Ribs on Acadian. It's Paradise, Louisiana.
When you're ready to really enjoy life at a slower pace, become a landowner. First South Farm Credit specializes in financing and refinancing land, but not just for farmers. They offer loans to purchase timberland, hunting and fishing, or recreational property. Their experience in land, timber, and loans set them apart from standard lending institutions. Contact a First South Farm Credit loan officer for more information. First South Farm Credit, a specialized rural land investment lender helping you realize your dream.
We are your friends.
We are your neighbors.
We are your brothers.
Your sisters.
Your sons.
We
are your family.
Because whether it's our team or our loyal customers, the Courtesy family extends far beyond our dealerships. And it's our continued commitment to putting people first that has made us the #1 selling domestic auto dealer in Acadiana.
Who are we?
We
are Courtesy.
Who doesn't want to save money on fuel? Now, Shell and the Fuel Rewards Network are putting you in control of how much you pay for fuel. Simply buy whatever's on your shopping list. Clothes, groceries, even dinner out. And earn cents per gallon savings at participating retailers nationwide. Now, fuel prices are in your hands. So why wait? Sign up at fuelrewards.com today and turn shopping power into saving power.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. We're at TJ Ribs on Acadian. We're here from 5 to 7 on Sundays. If you want to stop by and enjoy a great meal, win some prizes, and talk a little hunting and fishing with us. Gary, I got a chance to go on a trip with Captain Mike Gallo, Angling Adventures of Louisiana. Didn't have to go far. His Spots and Dots Lake House Lodge is located on the banks of Salt Bayou, which is located basically off the Wrigley's, between the Wrigley's and the Trestle I-10 twin span bridges outside of Slidell. There's a development over there called Lakeshore Estates, which is a lot of big homes on the water. Some of it's developed, some of it is in the process of being developed. It's very deep water in there. And what that has done during the wintertime is it sucks a lot of those fish from those adjacent canals and marshes in there for a comfort zone. We went in there armed with live shrimp, and you know he loves to fish that drop shot, which is nothing more than a bell sinker with a leader and a regular hook coming off of it with live shrimp that we got from Wrigley's Marina. It's amazing this late in the year how pretty the shrimp they have there are. Started off, the water temperature was about 54 degrees, a little cooler than what you'd like, but the bass seemed to be active. And you know, it's not often you fish bass with live shrimp on the bottom, but that's the way we were doing it, and they were hitting it funny. You know, very seldom you get a bass that's just a plunk, a little nibble, and then you feel a little weight and you set the hook on him. We ended up catching a nice little mess of bass. It was all catch and release. Then we moved on to another section of the canals and ponds a little bit later on in the morning. Water temperature didn't move up much, maybe 2 degrees all day long, and we got into some redfish. I mean, every size redfish, from little undersized catch and release up to the tournament size, and we even had probably a bull red, and unfortunately that's the one that always gets away. There was a pattern that developed, and we still to this day are trying to figure out why, but every spot we found fish seemed to be on the northeast corner, whether it was a canal, whether it was a pond, or one of the bigger bays in that estates complex. It was always that northeast, which was not the sunny side, by the way.
That's what it would be, but you know, people in the springtime, when you fish in bass, people always tell you, well, you fish in a big lake or a big pond or just a local farm pond. The first corner was the northwest corner that warms up. The sunlight hits it at a certain way, and a lot of times the bass go to there to spawn. So I can't tell you, maybe because that water was cooler, for some reason the sun wouldn't hit it. Maybe they wanted a cooler water.
I don't know.
That was some warm days last week.
Well, that day happened to be a pretty cool day. It started off very cool and warmed up later on in the day, but it was some good action. It was a lot of fun. And if you're going to go there, be aware it's open. They're not keeping anybody from the public from going in those canals. It's open water. You can access it either from the Wrigley's Marina or any of the boat launches around Slidell. You can't miss it. It's right up against the shore of Lake Pontchartrain. Let's take you there now. This is Captain Mike Gallo, Angling Adventures of Louisiana. We're fishing bass, we're fishing redfish, and ended up with a surprise fish. Started out on a winter speck and redfish trip. This may turn out to be a bass fishing trip. Hang on, we'll see.
Like we did today, we came in the lakeshore canals or any area where there's some deep water, and we really worked it thoroughly. When you find a few, stick with them. What we found today was a specific corner. It was a northeast corner. So every area that we went to, it seemed like the northeast corner produced a few fish.
Look at that combination, shrimp and bass. Yeah, there's a little good mix in it.
More of them green fish.
About the same size. Green trout, also known as a bass.
We used the drop shot and live shrimp. Plastic has also been effective. The gulp and scented baits have also been effective. I always tell my customers they'll bite artificials and figure out it's fake and let it go. They'll bite that live shrimp, and if you don't take it from them, they'll eat it. So patience and the live shrimp will give you your best opportunity to catch fish. The Wrigley's Marina has had good supply of live shrimp, and they tell me they're going to try to keep them throughout the winter, so we'll see how long it lasts. More green trout. Oh, and I almost missed him. Look at that.
Let's make him look big.
Water. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He's swimming with it.
It's a big one too, a lunker.
Oh, look at that. Ooh. Come there, boy.
That's the lunker today, eh?
They're getting bigger.
Yeah, Jerry was right. Said they had to be bigger ones.
It's definitely time to slow down your bait when your water temperatures get in those low 50s. Very slow, methodical, and it's a soft bite. I think the moving and sticking with a pattern once you figure it out is going to be key.
I think you found his big brother.
I think so. Get him in the water.
I'm waiting for him to show up. Oh, did you really?
Yep, sure did. Broke off.
Broke off.
Yep.
My gosh.
Let's get you another hook. There we go. There's one. Come on, buddy. Come on. Oh, yes. Still can't catch a big one. I'll be back. Oh. Much better.
Ooh, this one got a little backbone, whatever it is. I don't think so. A flounder. All right, so in addition to your bass, fishing in some of these deep water areas, you'll also pick up some of the saltwater fish like a flounder.
It's that time of year to get your gear. Visit ParadiseLouisiana.com and click shop to get your official merchandise online. Whether hunting, fishing, or just enjoying all Louisiana has to offer. Get geared up at ParadiseLouisiana.com.
You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Hi, I'm John Jackson, and you know we always say we gather our groceries out the bayou. Whether it's freshwater, saltwater, catfish, redfish, you have tons of choices when it comes to fish in Louisiana. But when I fry fish, there's only one choice, and that's Louisiana fish fry. My new favorite, the Cajun fish fry, has the perfect amount of cornmeal, corn flour, and the perfect mix of spices that really bring the heat. Hey, if you're craving Cajun, go look for the bright red bag at your local grocers. Bring home the taste of Louisiana with Louisiana Fish Fry.
You can count on Jerry Lane.
At Jerry Lane, they rolled the red carpet out for me.
It's always been Jerry.
You know what? It's tradition, it's family, and that's what keeps us coming back to Jerry Lane.
Get the lane, get the lane. Get the lane, get the lane. Get the lane, get the lane.
We're a Jerry Lane family.
All lanes lead to. You can count on Jerry Lane.
Introducing Powerade Ion 4, complete with 4 electrolytes lost in sweat. Ion 4, the complete sports drink.
Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might like to make decisions based on service and savings, not just because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood. Because we're based in Louisiana, with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. We're at TJ Ribs on Acadian in Baton Rouge. And Gary, Bayou Du Lodge, that has been a really hot spot this winter season, and you got a trip down there. Who'd you go with and what happened?
Well, I went with Captain Rob Dupont, the Impulse Charters, and I had a big crew, and I wanted to fish 2 days, so he called one of his local guides over there, a young guide by the name of Andre Trahan, depending on how you say it, and Not Mine is the name of his charter service. They both got internet. Rob stays on the internet. He does so much. He's fished offshore with Tommy Perry, and Tommy and all the people are getting out. And by the way, we had news coming on. Now, Andre Boudreaux has sold the marina, Boudreaux's marina. The only thing he kept was his condo, and he still has he's gonna run his guide service out of there. But no more Boudreaux's marina is sold to the company on the other side of them. The oyster company, oyster boats, all the oyster boats are gonna be there.
So is he going to Disneyland?
I don't know if he can go to Disneyland, but he sure, we're going to miss him because we spent a many a day there.
Well, hopefully they'll pick up in the, what he established and
we're
keep
going
it
back to the lodge. I should have put that in the news, but I had to cut in bacon. And by the way, Gary Krause just showed us where Rob had an accident this morning, running in one of the bays, and somebody had put some warning poles up, seismographic poles, and didn't have them marked. And he lucky didn't tear his boat up. He caught the corner of his trolling motor and tore the head off.
Well, somebody that fishes that area might want to give Rob a call and find out the location of those things before the same thing happens to them.
Oh, that's right. Call, find out the seismic, come and tell me you better get ready. And call your lawyer because that could have been very, very serious. Rob has been fishing out there for 5 years and one of the best young captains around, knows where it is, got a big network. While we were there, he was calling all day long, asking guys, said, well, y'all catching bass, y'all catching trout. He'd go from Lake Michon to Lake Decade, Bayou Decade. But the bigger trout, they're schooling in Bayou Decade, but the bigger trout are in the marsh. The further back in the marsh, the bigger the trout, the redfish, and the bass. So, and same way with the little triangle. We mixed, we had 2 days over there, but let me take you the day where we had our sponsors. These are the boys that are from First South Farm Credit, Tim LeSavio and Mr. Waggispack. So, and some of their clients. So here we go right now. We headed down to Bayou Du Lodge with Captain Robbie Dupont.
Lenny Waggispack, First South Farm Credit from Vacherie, Louisiana. Work out at Thibodeau office.
Rick Taylor, Mossy Oak Properties Forest Investments. I'm here as a guest of First South Farm Credit.
Captain Andre Trahan, Not Mine Charters, Houma, Louisiana.
Tim LeSavio from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Work with First South Farm Credit as a loan officer out of the Zachary branch.
Brad Smith from United Country and Peters Forest Resources. I'm a consulting forester and a rural real estate agent, Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Captain Rob Dupont with Impulse Fishing Charters, Paradise, Louisiana, day 2. Come on, Responding, let's go.
Want to get him excited.
These are the 3 main baits that I use. Typically, Shrimp Creole Matrix. This is a bait from Reflection Swim Baits. It's called Low Bammer. These 2 right here. This is a chicken on a chain color, and it's a pearl with some black and blue flake. If I can't catch them on these 3, then I might.
Come on, Dan, boy.
Captain Rob, swing. I grew up hunting and fishing in this Turtle Bayou area out of Du Lodge Marina. Just past the camp back here, we had the lease on both sides of Turtle Bayou here. The duck hunting used to be something spectacular, and you can always catch the fish.
Growing up in Baton Rouge, we kind of had to find the adventures ourselves. You know, we're in paradise, you know, all around us, but really didn't have some of the opportunities that other people did growing up, as far as Dad taking them hunting and fishing. My dad was busy putting food on the table for me and my other 8 siblings, and but my grandpa would take us fishing, and we'd go out to the Atchafalaya, LSU lakes, just wherever we could, and did mostly freshwater fishing. So I've done some offshore fishing since I've gotten a little older. A few more resources of my own, you know, friends taking you out there, you know, things like this for work, which is always good to mix work and pleasure. Nothing wrong with that. But do more deer hunting than duck hunting, but man, we can hear the mallards calling behind us. Wishing it was a few days earlier we could get out here and do a blasting cast. Might have to set that up another day.
There you go. That boy know how to play for the camera. Go ahead, go ahead.
They picking it up. You're not feeling the bite. This one got it deep in his throat, but I didn't feel it. It's just barely. They just barely picking it up and sucking it in. I think these trout are lethargic because of the low water temperature.
I really want to get them other guys. They gotta put it on. Make it toward the camera, boy.
Hold it, put it in the boat. Who's saying hold it, man?
No, hold it, keep him in the water.
One of them saying hold it.
Give me my bait back. That's gonna be close.
Little boogers.
Yeah, besides you got it, I guess. I want him to dance. I want him to dance out in the water. Go. Keep him in the water. Bring him in. That's all right. He's a little bass. Bring him in. Not with the rod tip. Yeah.
Look, I barely hooked it.
That's only. In the other box, I got some baits like that. Bring him in. If I'd have brought that other box, I had some more of those little baits. You're right, they want something smaller, huh?
Mr. Gary, we call this a run-out camp. We got a natural little run-out coming from the marsh in the back. This camp's built on a natural shell island. Lots of live oak trees. All this right here used to have water. Where you see water right here used to be grass. Grass used to bump up to this pier right here. Some of my fondest memories have been at this camp. This is my paradise, Louisiana. I grew up here hunting, fishing, hunt ducks out here during the fall, come fish, trout, redfish, bass right off the pier. We hunt rabbits on these ridges out here, even kill deer back in the back.
Keep it coming. That's the side we were catching yesterday. Don't grab the right. Don't grab the line.
Don't grab the line.
Yeah. That's the side we're catching yesterday.
You gotta yell fish on when you catch a fish.
Fish on, okay.
Yeah.
Fish on. All right, got it.
Yep, they laying dead on the bottom.
So what's wrong with the back of the boat?
I don't know. I'm jinxed. It's the way I'm holding the rod or something. Swim.
All right, man. Got it going.
Come pick you on up, please.
All right. Oh.
I really have a hand in catching fish. One way or the other.
That's a hefty redfish right there.
Got it. All right, that'll change my mind.
Give me the scissors. Give me the scissors.
It can't be.
Give me the scissors.
It can't be. Turn this way. Bring that fish over here. Turn around.
You right there.
Good job, man. So y'all gonna let me eat tonight? Rick.
Not on GoPro.
Tell me what you think about that Oak Point.
Oak Point is on point.
What you think? Well, y'all dug deep in there, huh?
At First South, well, we finance recreational property, among other things. We got 12 offices in Louisiana, but my office out of Zachary, we have primarily real estate, rural real estate, recreational timber investment type properties. And what I do as a loan officer is we finance those type of properties, among other things.
Well, you can come to us. We have the knowledge of the forest industry. We are foresters by trade. We've gotten into the real estate business. We can help you out. We can find property for you. If you find some property and you want some financing, you can go right here to Tim and he can help you out. If you are looking to sell your property, we can help you out. We know more than your general real estate agent because we understand timber values, land values, more than just your general real estate agent. At our office, we're rural land specialists. So if you need help from a rural land specialist, come see us.
Well, it's a long-term investment. You know, we have fellas that have disposable income right now that they want to put somewhere where they can get a little bit better return than they do with the bank CDs and things like that, so they're putting it in property, and we're the partner to help them do that. We can take them from start to finish and get their deal where they're owning it, and they can invest in it, they can manage the land, and they can manage their white-tailed deer herd and whatever else they want to do. Timber investments, we would do a lot of timber.
What's the advantages of buying property than a recreational hunting and fishing property or lease?
Well, several. First of all, it's yours. You can manage it the way you want. You don't have to worry about somebody coming in and getting your lease out from under you. It's yours.
Then if somebody ready to borrow money and ready to buy property, tell them how they can get in touch with First South.
Gary, the best way to get in touch with any of our offices is call 800-955-1722. wherever your cell phone is that rings to our nearest office, and we can fix you up. We'll partner with you and get you done, get the transaction done for you.
Good. Thank you again.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thanks to all
Really
the people
appreciate
at
it.
First South Farm Credit, one of our big sponsors. Thank y'all, and I'm glad. Thank Rob and them guys. They
did a great job. We really appreciate it.
Captain Andre, they put y'all on some fish.
Yeah.
2 days now they did that. So.
We really appreciate it.
Tough
It was
day.
a great day. Great opportunity. Thank you.
Let's go eat.
You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
When you're ready to really enjoy life at a slower pace, become a landowner. First South Farm Credit specializes in financing and refinancing land, but not just for farmers. They offer loans to purchase timberland, hunting and fishing, or recreational property. Their experience in land, timber, and loans set them apart from standard lending institutions. Contact a First South Farm Credit loan officer for more information. First South Farm Credit, a specialized rural land investment lender helping you realize your dream.
The Louisiana Wildlife Federation is the oldest nonprofit conservation group in Louisiana. Formed by sportsmen in 1940 to protect your right to access and enjoy healthy fisheries and wildlife habitats statewide, LWF represents the voice of Louisiana's outdoors, both in the field and at the Capitol. LWF also supports the Vanishing Paradise campaign that advocates for critical restoration in the Delta and on the coast. Speak up for our state. Become an LWF member today.
You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
As members of a Touchstone Energy cooperative, we've all got a job to do. And the more we work together, the more we save. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy cooperative.
I've been a Blue Cross customer for 19 years.
No matter what happens to me, no matter where I am, I can pull out my card and I know I'm going to be covered and not have any issues.
Blue Cross Blue Shield is going to be there for you no matter what you run into.
They stand behind you when you're in need.
They look out for my well-being. They have my best interest at heart.
You couldn't ask for a better insurance.
Blue Cross Blue Shield is the best.
I wouldn't dare change from Blue Cross. They've been there for me.
I can't believe y'all brought me out in the blind and we ain't got no food. Man, I'm hungry.
Don't worry, Gary. This will be over quick.
Thanks to our sponsor, Raising Cane's and Todd Grays, a real Louisiana sportsman and conservationist, with true aim and sure shot, giving back to Louisiana.
Good job, girl. That's a better retrieve than any duck. Cane's, the official chicken of Louisiana outdoors.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. And Gary, you had an opportunity to have a little event with the Jr Southwest Bassmasters.
You know, I'm so glad they invited us, and you've been excited about doing this. I'm glad to be a partner or just help in a little way. But the real work is done by the parents and Cindy and Jim Bro. I mean, they are out there pushing it. Another one is Gene Hoover. You know, he's out there been with Gene Hoover. You know, he fished with Katie, fished all the big bass tournament. Retired principal from Lutcher, and he's been all his life fooling with kids, and he is so excited just to watch him talk about it and see all the kids. And I've seen a lot of kids and parents out there or guardians, they're big bass fishermen, you know. Sue Haney and her husband are over there, and they fish with kids. In fact, just to go through and name all the kids, you know, I'll get tangled up and can't talk. But I did talk to the king fishermen. Some of these guys will repeat. They all got their jackets, but just to hear what they had to say and why was the best. It's like pulling teeth. I couldn't get them to say, but when you start talking about two-day tournaments and what they like best about fishing, they came out pretty quick. So here we are, the Junior Bassmasters Tournament. Winners for the last year, 2014, and here we are at Bass Pro, which is another one of the big sponsors.
an honor to be here tonight. Always a special place in my heart. Anytime Jim and Cindy call, I can't wait to get here. But just to talk a little bit about high school fishing, and I will mention some about the juniors as well. We had our winter meetings at the national championship, where Louisiana was represented by David Cavell. Well, while they were fishing, all the youth directors from all the states got together, as well as the presidents, and we call our winter meetings. We're gonna have a national championship for our first place junior team. All right, so 2 juniors can fish together. If they're the top team in our state tournament, they get to go to the national tournament.
All right, ticket number 6, 5, 3, 8, 7, 8. Bingo, who got that? Hey, all right. Louisiana Fish Fry gift box, okay.
Who got you started with bass fishing?
My stepdad, Scott DeMaio.
What is the thing to keep you fishing? What you like most about bass fishing?
I mean, it's fast paced. You keep casting the whole time. It's no dead stop.
What would you tell somebody to encourage them to come bass fishing?
I mean, it's fun, it's enjoyable, it's a good time. In closing, I just want to say it's fun. You just spend time with your family and friends in a boat.
Who got you started in bass fishing?
My dad.
What's his name?
Todd Campbell.
Okay. Where did you start fishing at? Spillway, where? Lake, pond?
Ponds. Yeah, just ponds.
What was your favorite tournament this year?
We went at Lake Concordia because I got to spend the night and just have some fun with my friends. I won the tournament and I caught a lot of fish.
I've been bass fishing for about 5 or 6 years, and my dad helped get me into bass fishing, and ever since then we're just fishing every weekend. Okay. My favorite tournament was probably the last tournament when it was down at Bell River Public, and we ran up to Searle, and it was just one of those days where we caught fish all day long.
What kind of pattern, when you start a tournament, what kind of pattern do you look for first?
First off, I like to see if they're kind of acting real fast, going for reaction baits. If not, start to slow down, start flipping. But other than that, try to see if I can get some reaction bites started.
What pattern was your most successful this year?
This year, probably flipping the grass and punching. That was my big pattern this year.
In the spillway only or everywhere?
Everywhere, really. Spillway especially because all the grass they have over there.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Where are you going from here when you get out of school?
Plan on going to college, fishing for the college team. That's my dream, and making it to be a pro on Elite Series.
Come to the family-owned and operated Cassius Casino in Port Allen today, where the Vegas-style video poker machines are ready for your entertainment. Cassius Casino is the finest, cleanest, classiest casino around. And Cassius 50-style diner is now serving seafood daily, along with your favorite home-cooked specials 24/7. Hey, Cassius is fun. Cassius is exciting. So come to the unsinkable Cassius Casino in Port Allen. Over the river 2 miles west of exit 151.
Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change has been keeping cars and trucks in Baton Rouge clean and running smooth for over 50 years. At Benny's, we feature professional car washing, complete detailing, high-tech waxing and buffing, interior cleaning, and tire shine. Benny's, One stop for car maintenance with complete oil and lube services and even state inspections at our express locations. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations, including our newest store on Greenwell Springs Road. And don't forget to stop by Be Quick Convenience Store and Fuel Stop. Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change. Drive in dirty, drive out clean.
We are your friends.
We are your neighbors.
We are your brothers.
Your sisters.
Your sons. We
are your family.
Because whether it's our team or our loyal customers, the Courtesy family extends far beyond our dealerships. And it's our continued commitment to putting people first that has made us the #1 selling domestic auto dealer in Acadiana. Who are we?
We
are Courtesy.
Welcome to the Paradise, Louisiana Outdoor News segment. And Gary, what's topping off the news? What's hot?
Well, all I know is the seasons that are coming on right now. We're in a conservation order right now. The second split opened in the East Zone, and at my brother's at Port Barry, I talked to Brian Briggs. We're getting some good reports over there. So that's open. The news right now is you have to watch. It's not as hard as it is deer seasons. They're complicated. You better read your booklet and follow them close, because I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of people get confused on those seasons. That's the most important thing. Also, you're going to explain to me the wildlife management areas that the roads are being closed right now.
Well, on Moorpaw Wildlife Management Area. The Hope Canal Road, if you're familiar with that, that's the one that leads to one of the public boat launches. It's only going to be closed for a couple of weeks, but just be aware if you use it, don't expect to be able to get on it until it reopens.
That bridge is repairs, and that's really going to help a lot. And Don, I don't know, we got some more. You know more about it.
Well, there's a benefit going on right now. You know, Ryan Terrio, the LSU baseball player, also played for the Chicago Cubs in the Major League, has donated his personal ATV, and it's quite a machine, for the benefit of Drew Moscona Foundation. It's a young guy from Baton Rouge. He was born with congenital birth defects. He's living in Houston, Texas, and he's undergoing many, many surgeries. And of course, they need some help. Ryan has stepped up. He's put it up there. They're selling tickets for $50 a piece. Go to Bowie Outfitters and get one there. There's not much time after you see this to get it. So get over there in a hurry, or give them a call and get details on it and help them out.
Another big news is 14 more new whooping canes in the White Lake area. And remind people, they're not hard to distinguish from any other kind of crane. They're big, white, black on their wings. Please, teach the youngsters that are out there right now. Some of them like to go joy shooting. It's very important to reintroduce those big whooping cranes out in the White Lake area.
Well, it's extremely hard to confuse a snow goose and a whooping crane. They're quite different, and remember that is an endangered species, and there's an extremely high fine if you're caught shooting a whooping crane. Speaking of violations in the outdoors, if you're deer hunting, be aware that enforcement is going to be cracking down on deer tagging. They released some statistics. I don't have the exact numbers, but it was approximately 160,000 plus deer they estimated were killed last year. And you know how many people actually filled out and reported them on their tags? Around 60,000.
How did they find out?
That's terrible. Well, they do estimates. They do surveys by phone and get estimates on how many were killed. And I guess people freely admit it, and they extrapolate the numbers out. They know exactly how many were called in and reported on the tags. So what is going on is you got people out there either because they're too lazy, or they're too inconsiderate, they don't take the time to fill the tag out, or they say, well, I'm probably not going to get stopped. I'm just going to hold on to this tag and use it for another day in case I want to kill over my limit.
Well, I want to tell you, we're going to do one thing to help that. We ask you every week to send us your photo of your deer and let us know. Gary at Paradise, Louisiana. Joe mentioned this once before. He wasn't doing it in the paper. If you send a deer picture to me, a doe or a buck, you make sure that tag is showing for us.
Good idea.
Favor. If you don't send it, we won't run it.
Put that tag on it. That'll spread the word, because it's extremely difficult to manage a herd, set regulations, set season dates, set what weapon seasons are going to be in when you don't have any idea how many deer you really harvest.
Let me repeat that. If you want a deer, a shot, or your child, or your wife, or any of yourself, a big deer, if you want it on TV, you make sure the horn's got the tag on it, or if it's a doe, it's in the ear or somewhere where we can see it on the photo.
Same thing goes for turkeys, too, because you got turkey tags.
Well, one more thing. My good brother, been going on right now. the Rough Grouse Society, or they call it the Louisiana Woodcock Society, having their second annual big banquet named the Louisiana Woodcock. So before it was just a Rough Grouse Society in another segment of it. But now that's a little shout out. You want to get involved, just keep watching the paper, reading the news, and watching Paradise, Louisiana, February 28th. It'll be in West Baton Rouge.
And by the way, that woodcock season will be open up on December the 19th, so get out there and get after it. We'll be right back with the Berkeley Abu Garcia Fishing Report here from TJ Ribs on Acadian. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Fishing. It's where good stories come from. It's about good times and family and friends. It's about taking a couple home for dinner tonight and saving a few for tomorrow. It's all about that and so much more. To CCA, fishing is about enjoying today and making sure tomorrow is even better. To us, fishing comes with a responsibility for the resources we enjoy so much. If fishing means all that to you, then you belong with CCA.
We build tires, but not tires like anybody else. We build Cooper tires for people, not just cars. People who are chauffeurs and shuttle pilots, heavy haulers and heavy hitters. More than what your Cooper tires can do, it's about what you can do with your Cooper tires. Life's a road trip. Come on, let's go.
You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Who doesn't want to save money on fuel? Now, Shell and the Fuel Rewards Network are putting you in control of how much you pay for fuel. Simply buy whatever's on your shopping list. Clothes, groceries, even dinner out. And earn cents per gallon savings at participating retailers nationwide. Now, fuel prices are in your hands. So why wait? Sign up at fuelrewards.com today and turn shopping power into saving power.
You can count on Jerry Lane.
At Jerry Lane, they rolled the red carpet out for me.
It's always been Jerry.
You know what? It's tradition, it's family, and that's what keeps us coming back to Jerry Lane.
Get the lane, get the lane. Get the lane, get the lane. Get the lane, get the lane.
We're a Jerry Lane family.
All lanes lead to. You can count on Jerry Lane.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana for the Berkeley Abu Garcia Fishing Report. Gary, let's start off with some freshwater for a change. Got some good reports from my buddy Jeff Brule on the Pearl. Had an outstanding day throwing spinnerbaits and doing a little bit of punching, you know, with the jig heads down through some of the lilies there. He also reported if you're looking for white perch, the fishing has really picked up in that Black Saline Larto area. In a lot of those impoundments around the Alexandria area, that's producing a lot of white perch, and it's on shiners and tube jigs, nothing really fancy. Also, he, as I mentioned, he had a good report on the Pearl River and the basin. I think we got a little bit of a rise in the basin. That might present a few problems for some good fishing was down there recently.
That's right, but here it is Sunday, we taping the show, and I just left Be Quick over there to get some fuel, and 4 guys came up to me and thanked me for putting them on fish in Pigeon area. They all come, they said, they ain't kill them. They had 45 good fish, but have you seen the size of those saccade coming out of Bayou Corn? Bayou Corn is producing big one, and they're not affected only by the rain. They're not affected by the river and everything else like the Chapelized. I think that's going to slow it down. I'm sure it's going to slow it down in the old river area in Morganza, because I hear people now going moving their stuff around because they think it's going to get up high enough to affect their day boats and stuff in their camp.
Well, I got a good segue from bass into saltwater fishing. Before I do that, what are you hearing from Toledo Bend? Anything going on up there?
I ain't heard nothing, Toledo Bend. Gary usually lets us know on that, but I haven't heard nothing. I don't know whether they hunting or they.
Well, Gary said they had some big bass were being caught up there, some big fish. I don't know if they had the numbers, but the big bass was showing up.
Right, but.
All right, the segue. You did some bass fishing along with saltwater fishing in Dularge. I did it in Lakeshore Estates near Slidell. That's it.
And that area right now, bass are just tearing it up. You catch them on shrimp. They caught some on spinnerbait, but most of the fish that were caught with us were caught on the regular, no spinner, no cork, just reeling in the swim baits, Deadly Dudley, the best color I know was talking about chicken on a chain, the little cuffing. They just throwing it out there and reeling it in. Every kind of name you name, between an H&H or whatever. If it's a swims and you're reeling it slow and you're fishing around the grass, you're going to catch bass. Some of them are small, but they make perfect fillets. You'd be surprised how good that little tennis bass.
And you got to be ready when you catch one of those redfish or a speckled trout mixed in there with it. Gary, for people that are interested in catching some trophy trout this time of the year, I got a report. Now, you got to leave the state, but not far. Galveston Bay. They are regularly catching 4 to 6 pound trout out there, some of them 8s and even 10-pound trout in that muddy water, wade fishing the surf out there, throwing corkies. Either catching them on top or throwing that corky to the bottom and then wagging it like a dog, working the dog as you retrieve it back up through the water column. It's the craziest thing I've ever heard of or seen, but it goes on there annually in that area.
Yeah, I never heard of that, but I know one thing. This time of year, off of Highway 1, the people that are waiting, you got to be careful. You might have some drop-offs, but most of the people, you can watch them. Off of Highway 1, they're waiting, or they're going out where they can. Don't litter, because y'all going to run it for everybody. Some people are littering, and guys are going to find a way, they're going to run them out. Some of that land is private, but they've been being real lenient, let people fish, and you fishing under cork. If you're fishing under cork, they're using the voodoo shrimp, or another good one is gulp. If you want to fish flounder, the best flounder bait in the earth is a gulp shrimp, no matter what color you got. A gulp shrimp, I don't know if it's a scent or what, but the flounder eat it up. We caught a few flounder over there when we were fishing. Another good place I was going to tell you, Don, fishing off the bank of the pier, and then over there in the Delacroix area and the Benton Sound area. They also can fish off the bank. There's places to fish off the bank. And wading in Big Lake. Now, you remember your old buddies be on the wildlife and fishers? They wade this time. Yep. They got waders because the water's cold, and you wade in Big Lake, and it's probably the same way. And Sabine Lake, too.
Right, Sabine's another one. Also got some unusually good reports for this time of year from Sycamore Point. They're doing pretty good on the speckled trout there, which is a little bit on the unusual side. But next to that Dularche where you fish, one of the hottest spots I found is that area between the east end of Grand Isle and then what you would call south of Lafitte or Myrtle Grove even. And I'm talking about places like Manila Village, Bassa Bassa, Government Reef, even as far to the west as Fort Bayou Pass. They're catching a lot of speckled trout up in there, some of them up to 3 pounds. And the reason they're explaining to me is because they're still holding a lot of shrimp in there. Now, if we get some more hard, cold weather, they level up and leave out of there, and that can all turn off. But for right now, that has been an extremely good place. Towfield even says they were catching some nice trout up in the Penn, Bayou Dupont area, Round Lake, the Wrigley's, Bayou Piro, all of those areas have been
Towfield likes to throw top water in the middle of the day.
Oh, yeah, he just likes top water.
But, off of the highway, that's another bait, top water. You don't have to worry about hanging up unless you hang a big trout. But either long A or it's just a diving bait, you're doing it, the short true skull or the gold and black, they're catching them on there. But regular, any top water bait, your favorite top water bait, don't forget to walk the dog over there off the bank, too.
And you still got some other options to fish. That entire inside Biloxi Marsh, accessible through Shell Beach or Hopedale. If you get some live shrimp and you're fishing, if you know places like Peach Lagoon, Muscle Bay, Stump Lagoon, Bayou Seuss, Bayou St. Malo, all of those places right now are producing a good combination of both speckled trout and redfish. If it's purely speckled trout and you fish in that area, I would suggest you go to Lake Coquille because that's where most of them have been coming from.
But let me tell you one other thing, too. You notice the people fishing off the bank or anywhere in the marsh from now until April. And if you have some cold days, and that sun comes out and the wind lays down, you bring you some gnat protection. You notice that lady last week, Ms. Dupree, I didn't need her mention, but she had a net on. Net is a surefire safe, but if you can't wear that net, I'm an ultra-fine man.
I like the Victoria's Secret Amber Romance. Some people like Skin So Soft.
Somebody told me vanilla abstract.
Yeah, that's another one. They said you buy anything with vanilla in it.
But hey, you go to Bass Pro, any other places, Cabela's, and you go in them stores. I remember they used to have it in the Kmart's and stuff. But you go find, they call it Ultra Thon, ULTRA Thon, THON. It's made by 3M. It works, folks. It
Well,
works. They
there's
might
nothing-
like it, but they don't bite.
There's nothing can ruin your trip like gnats. I promise you.
There's something.
Mosquitoes got nothing
I
on
bet
gnats.
if you put them on a microscope, somebody tell
Oh,
me
they look-
got
oh, they
teeth.
look horrible,
They look
yeah.
like that mummy. And by the way, that mummy, I got more responses. Y'all stay tuned, because we're getting a lot of responses come in, but I'm looking for them scientific reports. I even had one suggestion that somebody saw it. It's called a Texas blue dog. So,
well, check it out. It's at ParadiseLouisiana.com.
we're going to show you that picture again so you can check it out and look at it, and then you see what we're thinking about it. You keep sending the information. Go talk to some of them experts or Google it or do whatever. I want to know what it is, too.
One more thing on the fishing. We had a few calm days, and people that were able to get out did very well on the tuna, but also the wahoo. It's wahoo time. They're starting to show up out there. It's a fun fish. It's a great fish.
How come you hear about that? I ain't hear nothing about
That's
that.
my job.
Maybe we got.
I got a lot of ears. I listen real intently.
No, I haven't heard it. But
all right, don't forget to send those pictures in. If you're sending us one of your deer or your turkeys, make sure it's a new Gary's Law. You got to have the tag on it to make the show.
That's right.
And be sure to send us all your fishing reports and add a little information with it. Not just you and your
by
fish.
the way, look at
Tell
some
us
of these
when
deer.
and how.
Look at some of these first-time deer too coming in. So we did good, and the duck wasn't bad.
All right, we'll see you right back here next week at TJ Ribs on Acadian for another edition of Paradise, Louisiana.
Paradise, Louisiana is also brought to you by Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, Cracker Barrel Convenience Stores. We have more than you expect. Always fresh, never frozen, Raising Cane's. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Louisiana, Louisiana Fish Fry Products, Demco, First South Farm Credit, and Area Wholesale Tire Company with tire programs for tire dealers.